great pretender, pretending that I'm doing well. My need is such, I pretend too much. I'm lonely, but no one can tell. Oh yes, I'm a great pretender, adrift in a world of my own. I've played the game, but to my real shame, you've left me to grieve all alone. Just laughing and gay like a clown. I seem to be what I'm not, you see. I'm wearing my heart like a crown.
Bloody hell!
Hiya. Is that his car?
He shipped it from Hong Kong. Must have cost a fortune.
Is he loaded?
He's a lot better off than your dad. I obviously got the wrong brother.
Might be a bit heavy.
Hiya. Oh, hiya.
Where is he?
Oh, he's just hanging up all his clothes. Just see how many suits he's got. Iris, have we got any starch?
I could drain the water off the spuds. What for?
His shirts are creased.
He's not used to the Manchester weather.
I hate it when people do that. Oh, is that how things work round here? It's like Fiona Cryer. She went to Florida for a fortnight and came back with an American accent.
A lot's changed since Vic lived in Manchester in the 70s.
Oh, not much he doesn't.
Got a tram system.
Chinatown.
Decent football team.
Gay guys, too
And
many.
if the IRA hadn't bombed the centre, I'd never got that suit for 30 quid.
Where's his wife?
He's asked her to wait till he's settled.
So he shipped his car before he sends for his wife.
I know, I love that. Stunk.
No change there, then.
He's coming, quick, quick.
Bloody hell, Frank!
Oh, I'm sorry, Vic. That was my idea.
Iris, never do that to a soldier.
I bet you thought the triads would track you down.
Vic, left to right, this is Linda.
Linda? Last time I saw you, you were blonde.
Who knows, it might be again next week.
This is Katie.
Hiya.
Katie,
Nice to meet
nice to meet you.
And this is Katie's boyfriend, Nicky.
Ricky,
Ricky.
pleased to meet you.
Hi.
Oh, and last but not least, this is Fizz.
Fizz.
Who's thinking about joining the army? He's in Aldershot this weekend with the cadets.
Well, good on the lad. He suits a uniform.
No, it's not quite the life I brought him up for.
Oh, here we go again. You're not still up to trot, are you, Frank?
I never was a trot.
You were never balanced.
Yeah, really
Come
funny.
on, don't start arguing, not till I get a photo.
Lovely.
Group together. Nice and tight. Bit tighter.
If the wind changes now, it'll end up looking like him.
Come on now.
The house was 3 or 4 times the size of this, and I had 3 domestics working for me. And it's true, you don't know what you've got till it's gone.
So why is it gone? What have you come back for?
We handed the colony back.
Oh, so really gone. How come?
I take it history is not your strongest point.
Well, I can do the Battle of Hastings and the Fire of London. I work backwards from the World Cup.
66. The writing was on the wall. I mean, it was only a matter of time before they flung our lads out. Our lads knew it, they knew it. It was a bit like that film where you all fall asleep and you wait for a replica.
Body snatchers.
Body snatchers, absolutely. What you all staring at me for?
You look just like...
What?
What?
Like you're really enjoying your food.
Ah, that's a bit of a dig because I haven't mentioned the cooking. Iris, that was absolutely beautiful.
Oh, Dad cooked it.
Well, I stand corrected.
One of us does.
Brilliant to meet you.
And you, Linda. Hey, you're not driving home like that. Frank! She's not driving home like this.
It's okay, I'm driving her.
Oh, good on you, Ricky.
I'm gonna go with him.
Good night.
Bye, Dad.
Good night. Love, cheers.
Thanks, Mum.
I'm going to turn in myself now, Frank. Jet lag set in. May as well hit the stairs while I can still see them. Good night, mate.
Where is he?
I don't know.
What could he be?
You'll have to let me think about that, Frank.
Morning to you, sir. Morning. Morning, Ron.
Uncle Vic, come in.
Not if I'm disturbing you.
I've been disturbed that long, I wouldn't know the difference.
You make me laugh.
Pamela, 2 coffees when you're ready.
I'm not your slave. Get your own bleeding coffees.
1 black, 1 white.
I'll spit in 'em, I'm warning you.
When you're ready. I can do what I want here.
I can see that.
Not as exotic as Hong Kong, but it keeps
the wolf from the door.
Well, nearly. You all right?
I didn't force our Frank to take me in, you know.
Well, how do you mean?
Well, he's avoided me.
Don't be daft.
And your mum. When I'm in, they're out. Young Ricky had to cook for me the other night.
To be honest, Vic, I think my dad's a bit jealous of you.
Frank was never impressed by the armed forces.
You've seen the world. He's still where you left him. Men are funny about that kind of thing, aren't they?
He taught thousands of kids, brought up 3 of his own. And that I'd have been proud of.
You've no kids, then?
No, I married Sue Lin, the only Chinese lady with an aversion to children. Crosses the road to avoid them. That's her. Animal acupuncturist. She'd rather have pups.
Have you tried talking to Dad?
He keeps heading for the door. Hey, talking of which, so must I. Have a job interview.
I thought you'd retired.
Me, not work. Nah. Be fair. If you didn't know me, do I still look a bit handy?
For a bloke in retirement, you look... You look...
I'd like to admit this letter as Exhibit D in the proceedings.
Something to say to me, Mum?
I was never unfaithful. Your dad dumped me for a woman with a PVC bra before we ever got married. I fought back. I slept with his brother. As far as I can remember, I even kept my knickers on, so you can't blame me for not knowing. I was back with your dad within 12 hours, making it up. He never knew I'd been with Vic. And why tell him? Vic was going in the army. That's gone straight to my head.
Does Dad know?
Vic, how'd it go?
Yeah, touch wood.
I just off out. I was at a union meeting. Oh, there's food in the oven. Just ask Katie or Nicky. So
Ricky.
look out for you. What?
His name's Ricky.
Oh, yeah.
Where's your diary?
What?
You've always kept a diary. If you've got a union meeting, Frank, show me.
Here you go, sweetheart.
Wish I'd found out who my real dad was yonks back. Before my mum got dementia. She gives me a new name every week. Nightmare.
When I found out who my real dad was, total sickener. Because I'd been breaking his windows for years and calling him a rag-eyed gimp. He'd be in the middle of talking to you at the bus stop, stinking to high heaven, and suddenly one of his eyes would go AWOL. We sprayed Cyclops across his living room window. You know, in a friendly sort of way.
When I found out who my real dad was, it was my real dad. I'd spent years fantasising that I'd been secretly adopted, but no, I've got 2 sets of wisdom teeth just like him. And that can't we without humming kumbaya.
I don't think it matters where your sperm came from. You are what you were brought up to be. And you were brought up to be loved and wanted and needed by Iris and Frank. They're your parents. And nothing Vic ever did can change your future.
You can't treat me like I did anything wrong, Frank.
No?
No, I mean, Iris wasn't yours when it happened.
I was nobody's then and I'm nobody's now. It was an accident. I apologise. I mean, what else can I say?
It's been 32 years bringing Linda up. She is my firstborn and she's my favourite. And she's not mine.
No, hang on, Frank. How can you be sure? I mean, in fact, she looks like Iris and a bit like our mum.
But it's right, Frank.
Well, she sucked her thumb until she was 7 and that didn't come from me.
Look, Frank, do you want me to move out?
Well, what's that going to solve?
Uncle Vic, he does that thing I've done for years. Anything tricky to say, he smiles across it.
No, you don't.
I do, I've always done it. Can you leave now? I'm sick of you. You know, you're the worst sex I've ever had. You've a great body, but your feet smell.
You're right, you do. Well, what's it matter?
I always thought I'd grow out of that. I've had visions of waking up one morning and feeling a bit more grown up. Uncle Vic's not a grown up.
Well, he's a soldier. Fought for his country.
No, he hasn't. He spent 30 years in Hong Kong buying cheap suits with a woman who hates kids. He wants her to change, but he can't leave her. That's me all over. If that's me till I die, I'd rather die now.
If you're not proper sisters, why can't I get in there with the pair of you?
Try it and you're dead.
How are you, Frank?
I knew if I rang, you'd pretend to be out.
Frank, I would shoot off, but I'm starving. Do you mind if I go in your bedroom?
I don't want to believe it, Dad.
Well, really, I'm totally resolved to it. It took me all of 5 minutes. Well, how do you expect I felt? I mean, I bought you your first pencil case. And I paid for your first condoms. And I broke up your first illicit party with that fella who pretended he was only 17 and you believed him. He had less hair than me. Even then, I thought she's not quite as much like me as I'd want. She's a bit gullible, a bit more like a mum. That was literally only half the story.
Don't want to do the tests.
I wouldn't ask you to.
The river flows but nothing breathes. The train arrives but never leaves. It's a shame. Oh, life, like love that walks out of the door, of being rich or being poor. Such a shame. But it's then that faith arrives to make you feel at least alive.
Only me. I've got a bit of a voice, you know.
Have you?
I was famous for entertaining the lads back at the garrison.
Were you?
I know this is very hard for you, Linda. I've fathered a child that I miss growing up. I mean, if I'd have known, I'd have been back like a shot.
You can't just walk into all of this after 32 years and claim a piece of me. According to my mum, you just had bad sex in a bush shelter. That grants you nothing.
Fair enough.
How bad were you with women?
Sex?
Relationships?
Well, my mum said I was a bit of a heartbreaker. In truth, I just had a short attention span.
But you settled down eventually.
Married for 28 years. I knew if I didn't pin myself down, I'd never break the habit.
But you're happy?
Well, I've not been unfaithful, if that's your question.
Good.
How are we?
Bit weird. What about you?
Just a little bit disappointed.
Oh, thanks.
Hey, now, come on. I said we shouldn't bother her when she's working.
I didn't come to upset you.
Oh, you're all right.
Hey, get through that last set, and then we'll take you home for a big fat drink.
Oh, sorry. You all right?
I'm fine, but the oxygen's not going to last. Will you all sod off? I need 10 minutes.
All I want you to do for me. Just a little bit, just a little bit. R-S-P-C-A-C-T. Find out what it means to me.
Shut up. How good do you reckon you'd look like in a shiny top? Hands up, anyone who's actually seen a two-sided coin. Well, they don't exist. You've got to be heads or tails, back to life. Heads or tails.
Give it up, love.
I've changed my mind. I do want to know.
Me too.
And me.
Does this look cloudy to you?
What I know, I couldn't tie a bootlace.
Are we ready to start?
This one's not brilliant.
Oh, I think that's a really good question.
What's this one all about?
Oh, well, that's a positive inheritance trait. Well, it's a fact that at least one of your parents has got to be able to roll their tongue if you can. And, well, you can't, can you, man?
I can't. And Katie got the science prize, so I wouldn't argue with her.
I had at least 3 dads, and they were all brilliant. I don't see what anyone's problem is. But you know what? They were called Dave, Nat, and Andy. DNA?
No.
Your Katie's a bright girl. How can she be serious about him?
I promised I wouldn't interfere.
I'd pay to have him sterilised.
Is anything happening?
Hey, you back in your box?
OK, we're ready. Darren, dim the lights, please. OK, you have to answer with the first thing that comes into your head. No thinking about it, or your point goes to your contender. Question 1. Do you salt first or taste first?
Salt.
Taste.
Question 2. You're climbing on a bicycle. Would you spin your first pedal with your left foot or your right foot?
Right.
Left.
Question 3. When you sneeze, do you bring your hands up or your elbow?
What kind of a question's that?
Foul. How can anyone answer that?
Jimmy.
Yeah.
Breathe out. Breathe in. And hold it.
Toilet roll. Question 4. Do you scrunch or do you fold?
Fold. Well, that's disgusting. I'm not answering that.
That one's mine. What's wrong with it?
It's private.
Oh, don't be so gay. OK, 3 sheets or 6?
6.
6 sheets, he scrunches. No one
Yes.
folds 6. He scrunches. Put scrunches.
And finally, question 5. Can you do this with your tongue?
Your turn. It's your turn.
What?
Your turn.
Hey, give us a few clues.
I can't.
I don't want to hurt anyone's feelings.
Well, if I give you clues, you're bound to.
Yeah, right.
First answer. Somebody puts a meal in front of you. Do you salt first or taste first?
Salt.
Question 2. You're climbing on a bicycle. Would you spin your first pedal with your left foot or your right foot?
Left.
Question 3. When you sneeze, do you bring your hands up or your elbow?
Jimmy.
And I live in squalor.
Your mum doesn't have cushions.
True enough.
Toilet paper. Question 4. Scrunch or fold?
Why would anybody fold?
So you scrunch?
Yeah, a scrunch.
Equaliser. Final question. Can you do this with your tongue?
I'm not playing anymore.
Oh, come on. It's the decider.
No, I don't want to. I felt like Anne Robinson. You are the weakest link. I couldn't do it. Why did you talk me into it?
It was your idea.
Well, you shouldn't have let me get that drunk.
You always get that drunk.
Never again, Michelle.
OK. Hang on a minute. Excuse me. Exactly how big are these?
Oh, 14.
All right.
I don't care whose habits I've got or whose I've picked up. What were we trying to prove?
Your paternity.
What difference does it make?
Well, Frank or Vix? Said you were desperate.
That was drunk, and now I'm not, so shut up about it. Oh, gotta go. Dad, you're not in school?
Nah, I took the day off work to help Vic pack his car.
He's going.
Yeah. He's got a job, head of security at Stoke. He said he got a phone call in the middle of the night, but... well, I didn't hear it ring. I think that he is hoping that you will say goodbye.
Should have just phoned.
Yeah.
What? Look, I wouldn't blame you if you wanted to follow him. I think I probably would in your circumstances, just if only out of curiosity.
Pamela, can we have two?
Absolutely not.
He offered me a cheque for everything it cost me over the years. So I did a bit of mental arithmetic and nearly bled through the eyes.
Oh, Dad.
You've been worth every single penny. Whatever you decide.
Oh, God.
Dad,